All right, welcome to this special program. My name is Vineet Malhotra, and at a time of global conflicts and attempts to polarize during elections, genuine outreaches become very important. And we are glad to report that the National Security Advisor of India, Mr. Ajit Doval, has made such a genuine outreach. To promote the idea of One India, NSA Doval invited a delegation of 15 eminent Muslims to the newly inaugurated PMO. The Muslim delegation comprised of businessmen, educationists, industrialists, activists, doctors and journalists. We have learned that Mr. Ajit Doval patiently heard the intellectuals for over an hour and then made an appeal emphasizing the importance of unity amongst religions in the country. Mr. Doval said, and I quote, "India is a ship. We all sail together and sink together." We are now being joined by eminent Muslims from the community to speak about this positive development. Up front, we begin by having a conversation with Mr. Zafar Sareshwala, businessman. Sir, appreciate you being here with us. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on your show. Thank you.
Sir, it's a pleasure to have you. Sir, you were a part of this delegation, weren't you? And
Yes.
what did you think, firstly, sir? It's a two-part question of the idea of having such an outreach, and secondly, the positive impact it can have, on any strained aspect of a community being divided.
See, first of all, the whole idea was that we were about 16 people. And as you mentioned very rightly, it consisted of industrialists, businessmen, educationists, Vice Chancellor of Aligarh Muslim University, then President of Anjuman Islam, which comprises of more than 110 institutes and with almost 110,000 students from school to college, junior college to engineering college, polytechnic, hotel management institute, law college, across the board. And then the eminent industrialist was of very importance was Dr. Farooq Patel of KP Group. Now, Farooq Patel, you have to understand, he's a self-made man. I mean, his father was a bus conductor, and he started with a very small 100,000 capital, a logistics startup in '94. Today, he is worth himself more than $3 billion, and he's in renewable energy, windmill, green energy, and not only that, he's been a remarkable person to be with. And then we had Inamul Iraqi, coming from a very low background, today employing more than 2,000 people, running a very large steel manufacturing company. Then we had Junaid, who runs a very large wall manufacturing company. And then we had Dr. Nishat Hussain. She is a gold medalist in cancer surgery. He's a professor at AIMS and also a doctor there. So, and then we had a lady, she was formerly with Zoom, Samina Sheikh. Then we had Seher Bhamla, who's working across the board in environmental issues. Then we had our, very own Kausar Jahan. She is the chairperson of Hajj Committee of India. I mean, all these people who came, they all have a very large connection with the community. For example, Mr. Farooq Patel, apart from being an industrialist, he runs several schools and colleges. One school, I was there, fortunately, yesterday in Surat, and I visited one school which he runs. There are 7,000 students, and that school is more than 80 years. It was in dilapidated condition. Mr. Farooq Patel has brought it on the top, and it is almost giving competition to convent schools. Inamul Iraqi, he does phenomenal work. So all these people have been doing work in the community, particularly in education, entrepreneurship. And the whole idea also was that unfortunately in media, in social media, and particularly on television networks, most of the Muslims have a caricature. Particular kind of things are placed. We all know that. And they don't belong to the Muslim community. Unfortunately, media portrays those kind of caricatures and the world sees that these are the Muslims. No, they are not representing Muslims and they are not Muslim leaders. People like Farooq Patel, Inamul Iraqi, Dr. Qazi, these are the people who represent the community. So I think this was very kind of Mr. Ajit Doval to invite, to listen to us. So I think this is a very, and most of these people, mind well, they are working on ground, but not only for one community. Like Farooq Patel, every year he does, we have Samuh Lagan, mass marriages of, orphan girls. He gets them married and the Hindu girls, their parents, the mother of the bride and the bridegroom, sends them for Char Dham Yatra. And the Muslim orphan girl, her parent, her mother and the bridegroom's mother, they are sent for Umrah, the Hajj, the mini Hajj. So what we projected that, look, we don't want that the government does anything only for the Muslims. Only we want two things, that there should not be institutional discrimination against Muslims. Second, give us level playing field. That's all. We want to do for everything. Like for example, I am doing an initiative called Talim Tarbiyat, Education to Entrepreneurship. I have done these programs in 67 cities in the country. And every single community child comes there. We teach them basic finance, capital market, entrepreneurship. So what we are saying is that suppose 1,000 youth come in a particular program, maybe 250, 300 are Muslims, 700 others could be of any religion. So we want that.
So, Mr. Ajit Doval has, a big supporter of, United India. We all know that. He's also been very supportive of the Prime Minister and his vision, whether be it Digital India, whether be it Viksit Bharat. Do you think that, there has been a narrative in the past which has kind of vilified this government when it comes to outlook towards certain communities, and that is not the correct outlook?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, see, why on earth they would have invited us? 16 people, and we are not, none of us has some very big profile. I mean, we are all ordinary Muslims. Why would they invite? And we, in fact, because I was doing the interaction, everybody asked, because we had to go back, different cities. So everybody wanted to book the flight. So they said, how much time it will take? I said, well, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes at the most. They'll call us, photo opportunity, and then we'll go back. But when we went there, Mr. Doval said that, no, I want to listen to every one of you. And you'll be surprised. He listened to us for almost 1 hour, 25 minutes. And then he spoke for almost 35, 40 minutes. And the best part was, he said that, look, we are a ship. Either we sail together or sink together. He said it's not possible that the Muslims will drown and the Hindus will sail. No, either we sail together or we swim together. And he said, you come with us. I mean, the moot point is, see, we discuss things which can be done. Not like politicians, they, come and they offer Muslims something which is never going to happen. We'll give you reservation. We'll give you this. And it never happened. Here, we said, we don't want anything which is not possible. Suppose a government says, okay, we'll give you 5% reservation in school, in education and in jobs. But tomorrow, Supreme Court will get stuck down. So we said we don't want all these kind of things. We want that something tangible. And the best tangible thing which came out was, Mr. Doval said that, okay, you set up, and we said that education means we want primary schools with hostels in the poor areas. He said you set up that, but I know that it will be very difficult for the Muslim community to have a big corpus. You start, and I'll make sure that 10, 12 top industrialists of the country contribute in that corpus. You start. start doing that.
Fair
And
enough.
you create a committee within, you know, we were 16, 3 or 4, whatever, and come and talk to us, whatever. In fact, we discussed every single issue which the Muslims are facing today. And he listened very patiently. And he said yes. Some things he accepted. And something he said that, look, for example, one thing very clearly he mentioned that, look, you, Mr. Zafar Sareshwala, you have several identities. You are Zafar Sareshwala, you are a Muslim. But then you are also a director of a company. You are also Indian. You are all, means we have several identities. Now,
Absolutely
if
right,
something doesn't happen, don't think that this has happened because of your identity of Muslim.
Absolutely
It could
right,
also be because you are not meritorious.
Absolutely
yes,
right, sir. And that's a great insight that you have given us, sir. And it's heartening to see that such an initiative and an outreach has started, and I'm sure it's going to lead to a lot of positivity within communities as well. Sir, appreciate your time. Thank you so much for speaking with us. It was a very valuable